No nonsense gin drinking. All gin and a surprising amount of nonsense. Hello gin lovers, welcome back. I'm Bobby Freeman and today, my friends, we have something truly special for you because let's face it, it's not often that a King of England gets crowned. Wow, that happened this very week at the time of recording and my lovely friends at the Silent Pool Gin decided to commemorate this extraordinary occasion by making a special Coronation gin, and it goes by the name of Silent Pool Coronation Expression. Now, many of you will know that I've done reviews on every single Silent Pool gin and they have always been absolutely exceptional. Right from the conception of their very first gin, it's always been one of my top time favourites. I haven't got the bottle here simply because I've just drunk it all and I haven't got any more bottles. And in fact, I even made a video special when me and Larissa, my fiance, soon to be wife, went to the Silent Pool distillery and we made like a little video of the tour that they gave us there. That's how much I love this gin. It is, ever since the very first one they brought out, I've always loved it. So to be honest, it's kind of got a lot to live up to here. Not only has it got a lot to live up to because they've labelled it as the King's Coronation gin, which is quite something on its own, but also it's got a lot to live up to because the past Silent Pool gins have always been truly spectacular. So who knows? Who knows? They may have pushed it too far. They may have made a mess of this one. I don't know. Maybe it's even better than all of them put together. But I tell you one thing, we're going to find out now. Silent Pool Coronation Expression, an entirely new recipe created from local botanicals, plants and flowers, favoured by King Charles. King Charles III's household in a bottle fit for royalty. And I think, wow, I don't know if any bottles are particularly fit for royalty, but if anything was going to be, I'd say, well, that was it. Now get a load of these botanicals, right? So enjoy exquisitely fresh, crispy, fruity notes from dried plum and raspberry leaves. Gentle yet elusive, now I've no idea what this word means. Elucidative. Citrus exudes throughout from bergamot orange, complemented by elegant floral notes from rose petals, lavender and chamomile. All balanced off with a dark, deep base of Earl Grey tea, which is backed up by tart, tangy and slightly sweet hawthorn berries. Now, good Lord above, gin lovers. In all the years I think I've been doing this show, I don't think I've ever seen quite such a mixture of flavours in there. Seems like almost a muddle of flavours to me. And to be honest, it did say an entirely new recipe, so I don't think it is going to be have any essence of that original Silent Pool, which is a sad thing really, but at the same time, I'm quite looking forward to see something that Silent Pool have created right from scratch, when you go right back to the drawing board. What could, without the sort of I wouldn't say the limitations of the past, because the limitations were actually positive, but without the kind of, just starting something new. So I am gabbling slightly. I'm not even sure why I started this sentence. Don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I say we crack the fellow open and find out exactly what all these flavours are like and if they work together. Just that's a lot of banging on the desk there. So then, we don't have a traditional cork in the Silent Pool, but my regular viewers and indeed my regular drinkers of Silent Pool will know they have a glass stopper, and in order to open it, I'm reliably informed, you just push forward like a gear stick on a car like this, and it's open. So then, let's get... Oh, I can smell it already. Sometimes the gins don't wait for me to get it in the glass. Sometimes it's literally like a genie out the bottle and it's straight up the old nostril. And this one is one of those. And I'm trying not to sniff it too much because I don't want to jump the gun for you guys. Let's get that in there and give this a sniff. Now this is going to be... I've no idea what this is going to be like because there's such an intense mixture of flavours in there. Who knows? So anyway, let's get the old nostrils in and see what it's all about. So... Holy shit! Wow, gin lovers. Wow. That, let's be honest, I've sniffed a lot of gins, okay? I am a prolific gin sniffer. I have sniffed many gins, but I tell you what, that is probably one of the most pleasant and highly pleasurable nasal experiences I've ever, experienced. How do I describe it to you? It's extremely intense, exactly how you'd imagine with that big bunch of a wide-ranging flavours. Extremely intense mix. It's quite heady and quite sort of fruity, I would say. There's a fruitiness in there, but a kind of a a kind of a freshness about it as well, but not too fresh. I don't like too sort of freshy, kind of piney gins. It's got a bunch of whole, no, more than a bunch, what's more than a bunch? A crowd, a whole shitload, if you will, of citrusy, juicy, sort of tingly, it's not even a word, tingly and tangy. That's what it was, tingly and tangly mixed together, it's tangly. But whatever it is, it smells absolutely intensely luscious and gorgeous and fruity and tangy and all those things. I think this is going to be, if the smell is anything to go by, this is going to be something truly special. So then, let's not mess around. Let's marry it up with the tool. Good Lord, there's a lively tonic together. Got everything. You got the fizz of the bottle, you got the ting of the glass, the whack of the table, and then it landed on the floor. What more could you want? You don't get that on other YouTube channels, do you? So then, let's get a little bit of tonic in there like that. What percentage of ABV is the little fellow? 43, so about normal. Okay, here we go. As I always say in this section of the video, thank you to all my patrons and my YouTube members who are literally, quite literally, and just literally paying for the gin on this show. I couldn't do it without you, and I thank every last one of you. Anyway, this is Silent Pool Coronation Expression in honor of our King Charles III, not King Giles III, as I said earlier, King Charles III. I say to you, every last one of you, cheers. Holy, Oh, wow, gin lovers. Wow. How do I... Good Lord, there is a lot going on in this gin. This is a busy gin. It's like a state banquet bustling full of various different flavors, but they're kind of singing all in perfect harmony here. So it's kind of difficult to discern one from another. They've kind of married all these flavors up together, which is quite a thing, you know, with that many flavors. As I say, it could have been a big muddle, but it's definitely not a muddle. It's definitely a harmonious note to flavors. And yes, very, very different to a Silent Pool. Doesn't taste like a Silent Pool to me. This is, as they say, an entirely new recipe. But what am I getting most of all? It's kind of fruity. It's kind of reflecting, that's a lot of kind ofs in one sentence, isn't it? But it is genuinely kind of a good reflection of the aroma. It's got a fruity base to it with a kind of a sort of a slight tingling, just a slight humming and tingling of kind of almost warming citrus fruits. They kind of feel like there's almost a tiny bit of spice laced through them as well. But they just all work so well together. It's kind of difficult to tell them apart. Now, thankfully, one thing I can't get is much rose petal, because I'm not a fan of that rosy kind of gin. You know, the Hendrix, like a bit of rose now. As you know, I don't like Hendrix at all, but I do get a tiny little bit of aromatic essence, which I'm guessing is from the Earl Grey tea, because my granddad used to make Earl Grey tea. In fact, he mixed English breakfast tea with Earl Grey tea. That way you got the good taste of the English breakfast with a slight aromatic essence of the Earl Grey tea, and I used to really like it. And I can kind of sense that coming through as well, which I think whenever they use tea in gin, it always works very well, like in the old Beefeater 24. Oh no, the label's coming off the Beefeater 24. But anyway, that doesn't matter. It had tea in it, was my point, and it worked really, really well. I think it said tangy and slightly sweet. That kind of sums it up quite well. Tangy and slightly sweet. Hawthorn berries, I've no idea what hawthorn berries are, but I guess that would be the fruitiness that's coming through. Yeah, and as I say, tangy, slightly sweet. And let's face it, who doesn't like something that's tangy and slightly sweet? I think more things in life should be tangy and slightly sweet, or even sweet and slightly tangy. What's the difference? I don't know. Anyway, never mind. Let's try it neat, shall we? I reckon this is going to be a gin tonic one, to be honest. But let me get some in my my beautiful receptacle that is my no-nonsense gin drinking mug, which you could own if you click on the link below. You could be the first person to do it, in fact, because no one else seems to be buying it, even though I display them here in this way and talk about them in this unprofessional manner every single time. I'm not the natural salesman, as you can tell. Anyway, let's try a bit of this neat, shall we? Oh, hello there. Wow. Do you know what? I'd say that usually I think the flavours are a little bit muffled unless you release them with the tonic, but that I would say, wow, the sweetness actually comes to the fore even more. Very fruity. It kind of dissipates more quickly, but that, I reckon, overrides. My neat gin drinkers, listen up, because I know you're out there, I know you're watching, people all over the world like to drink neat. That, my friends, I think if you like to drink a neat gin, that one is very, very nice. Slightly sweet, maybe, I don't know if you don't like the sweeter gins, perhaps not, but it's a very light, delicate sweetness that kind of just lifts out of the mouth after you've had it. And as you know, I don't really enjoy drinking neat gin that much, but I tell you what, that one I could probably manage. So then guys, how much is this little fella? I think we can agree that's quite an extraordinary and unique and very well put together gin, but how much is it going to cost you? Okay, it is going to be, well, I bought it in the what do you call it, the upmarket supermarket Waitrose here in the UK, so I suspect that's probably the most expensive place to buy it, and it was £45, which is a little bit more than I like to pay, as you know, but I suspect, number one, firstly, you will probably get it cheaper elsewhere, and also it is something a little bit special. It's a limited edition and it's all, you know, affiliated with the king. I don't know why that should have to make it expensive, but you know, it probably does, let's face it. But all in all, I don't like to pay that much. However, the fact that I don't like it, my displeasure is offset by the fact it is something truly extraordinary, original, and quite magnificent. So guys, to sum up, that, you know, as I said, to start with, you know, Silent Pool, as far as I can say, they cannot put a foot wrong. It is one of the leading brands in the world, I would say. Most places you can get their normal, you know, their original gin, which is like the turquoise bottle with like the ambery sort of decorative stuff there. That is amazing. So, you know, it was kind of a given that it was going to be good. But what I like is, it's not only is it good, it's extraordinarily original. I don't think I've ever tasted gin quite like that. I've certainly never seen a botanical list quite like that before. So it's a little bit more expensive, yes, true, but as I've said before, if you were ever going to pay a little bit more for gin, you want it to be something exceptional. And I think that definitely falls into the exceptional category. So I say to my very good friends at the Silent Pool Gin Distillery, which I have visited, keep up the good work. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video today. Hope you found it useful, informative, and arousing, and alluring, and titillating, and many other things. If indeed you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press the like button on this video, or if you want to support the channel, head over to the Patreon page, or indeed click the Zoom button. No, don't click the Zoom button, click the join button below this video. But until next time guys, you all know the drill. Take care, stay safe, and keep drinking the gin.